Thoroughly delighted to meet Tom Terrence from the National Allotment Society.
Yes, nice to see you.
You've had an enormous increase in new membership
Yes.
as a result of the lockdowns and,
Yes.
the love of everybody wanting to grow veg.
Yes.
And we all know how much better it tastes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the good thing about growing on allotments. When you grow it yourself, nothing from the shops tastes anything like it.
No. And what are you finding people are wanting to do? Are they wanting to grow the full gambit of veg, or they tending to sort of pick out just what they personally like, or
Well,
a bit of everything?
It depends. Like, if you get, a lot of people are going for half plots now, which is this sort of size.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of people have longer plots, double, probably 3 times the size of this. And people tend to try stuff. So I grow a lot of fruits.
Yeah.
Do all sorts of different veggies, sweet corns, everything.
To have
Potatoes,
something
onions.
going right the way through the season.
Yes, also.
And if you've got something like a little structure like this, a little
Yes.
polytunnel,
Yes.
it means you can kick off the season so much earlier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it extends the season.
It goes and it allows you to, like you say, bring the plants on when you've still got frost around. So the last thing you want to do is be putting young plants out and then getting a bad frost and just kill everything off.
Has John Wheatley had something to do with the growing of the veg here?
He certainly has, yeah. Yeah, he does an excellent job.
Yeah. Where are you finding that are people going for more of the heritage varieties, or are they going for a real mixture, or?
It's just, I mean, I was up in Newcastle and I picked up a load of heritage stuff up there, things like carling peas and different things like that. So now I'll be planting them this year. But that's becoming more popular. But generally speaking, people are buying the seeds, bringing them up, and raising them from seed. So that's where the enjoyment is, when you actually bring it up
You
yourself.
never stop.
No.
Tiny little seeds in the ground you can hardly see,
exactly.
and tapping your hand
Exactly.
or whatever, and you've got to look over your glasses to them.
Yeah.
And then, within a few days, they're up and running.
Yes.
No, it's just fab. Any particular P&D problems? Last year the drought was savage.
Yeah.
And a huge amount of watering.
Yes, I mean that was the big thing with, the watering. It was just obviously just trying to water enough. We're trying to get people to go back to some of the old methods, mulching.
Yes.
Where you put grass cutters or something like that. It stops the evaporation if you water.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just put water down in a hot temperature, it's just going to evaporate straight away, and that's what caused a lot of the problems.
Are most people following Charles Dowding and going down the no-dig route, or are there still a lot of people digging?
It's getting more and more popular. About half of my plot I've got is no dig.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it's a good method of one of the biggest problems we have these days is not being able to use peat.
Yes.
The modern stuff is not as good as peat. So that's a constant thing that the National's looking at, is whether we can find a good alternative.
Yeah, composted bark or
Yes.
organic compost from horses or whatever.
Yes.
And Tom, you were saying you were at Buck House last week.
I went to the garden party on Tuesday, and sort of got photos of it, but it was really enjoyable there. We went. 2 of us went from the National along with our wives. There was about 5,000 people there, I believe.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh, it's special. I'm very lucky to have said I've been a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned to you, Mark Lane, who was head gardener at Buck House, a lovely guy. And there's a couple of Daphnes called Mary Rose that are in the garden that I supplied.
Oh, right, okay.
Which was quite nice.
Oh, good.
But, you've got the beekeeper there, John, and the hives are actually on the island.
Yeah.
And the collection of roses there and the wildflower meadows.
Unbelievable.
They're just extraordinary.
The gardens are unbelievable there.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
I had a walk around them and it was quite enjoyable.
Good. Well, Tom, thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, lovely to meet you.
Yeah.
And congratulations on this. It looks fabulous. Have a good Malvern show.
Okay.
Cheers.
And you. Bye.